1 minute's down, so we've got another minute to go. Whoa. One of the things I've been doing for quite a while is making my own produce if I can. Originally I made a lot more when I thought that we were on the verge of a depression. Anyway, this is my peach tree number 2. Peach tree number 1 didn't make it through the drought. Here's what's left of my peaches on the tree. I'm leaving most of these for the birds and squirrels. Let's see if I can pick one here that they neglected to get. Here's one. Nope, they got that one even. And I'm not going to bend those branches down up there. They can have those this year, and I'll show you why in a second. Here's the reason why I didn't need to worry about the peaches too much. I already picked these. They've been sitting here for a couple weeks. This was before the birds could get to them. I picked them when they were just turning color. And I've got another peck and a half down there. Some of them are probably even ripe. Time to get to peeling here. I already have a big granite ware inside. Making peach jam does not require pressure cooking. I could just use this granite ware like this one. So I will use this. The next step is the most tedious, but if you can chow down a little bit while you're doing it. I got a lot of peaches to trim. You rinse them off first, then you trim them. Then you put this in here, set your stove on a lower level, let it start cooking. Different references if you're interested in this kind of stuff. This is your basic one here, the Ball Blue Book. It's got a recipe for peach jam here. It's pretty basic. Same type of stuff as in the Ball's bigger book, the Home Preserving. There's other books like that one. I actually started doing this over 10 years ago and just used this recipe off the World Wide Web, and then I modified it for myself over time. I use a low sugar recipe. I guess I better start. Got a lot of work to do, so let's move the meat. I use a tried and true old paring knife. This thing's over 40 years old. In fact, the handle broke a long time ago, and then I used a broomstick to fix it. But the reason I like it is you could sharpen it with this thing. And then it gets a very sharp edge there, and then I just start peeling. I've already rinsed these off. This is actually a pretty good batch here. When you can peel them off the pit without any problem. That's when they're right. And you just peel them. And then chop them up to where it's like a dice size and throw them in this water here. You see I've got about 2 cups with a tablespoon of lime juice or lemon juice. That way it keeps it from oxidizing. And that away, sometimes you can take a snack on them. Just peel them like I do them, like kind of like you would on KP. If you see like in this one here, there's a small, I don't know if you can see that or not. That's a very small bird peck mark. But I have learned through experience those things go down quite a ways. No sense taking a chance with it. Well, I've been peeling these for probably 2.5 hours. Get to the stage where you're not as picky as you were before. But they're so ripe right now that you can almost, some of them I'm peeling the skin off. The skin's coming off real easy. It is something. This is where the difference between the stuff you buy in the store, because there were no pesticides or anything like that. I just let it grow on the trees. Turns out I probably had to throw away about maybe 20 of them. I didn't throw them away. I threw them over the fence so all the animals can have them. So so they can have fun. Deer came up to the tree when I was mowing the yard the other day and just took a peach right off, right there when I was mowing the yard. And I saw what looked like a peach running down the tree until a squirrel appeared from the other side of the trunk, and he took off and went across over on the other tree and sat there and ate it like an ice cream cone. And I'm still cutting peaches, so by the time I get this done, we'll have that mashed down. You take a potato masher here and mash it some, or simmer down a little bit. The hard part's now done. It's a total of 15 cups of peaches cut up. We're gonna let it cook. There's what I cut out. These peaches here will go out back under the tree for the squirrels, deer to have. Plus there's probably another 15 out there on the shelf that didn't quite make it. Well, it's going to get hot and heavy here very quickly. I've pretty much simmered it down. I'll mash it one more time with the potato masher. But then shortly after that, I will put in a 1/4 cup of lime juice. I'm supposed to use lemon juice, but I ran out. Lime juice will work just as well. I will put, I figured, about 5 tablespoons of ball pectin here. I've got the jar lids already in the boiling water. I'm just estimating 7 pints and 5 half pints, but the good thing is I've got half pints sitting by over here in case I don't have enough. And I've got a box of 12 ball regular jar lids and sugar. I'll use only 5 cups of sugar in here. I'm supposed to use like 10. Right now it smells like peach cobbler in here. I'm not using any seasoning. Sometimes I've put cinnamon in, but this year I just want peaches. The water in here is boiling, and I should be able to hold all 15. I switched to Big Bertha there. That's to prevent it from darkening. Right then, I said I was going to put 5 cups of sugar in. I'm going to put the first cup in now. There's the first cup of sugar in. The ball recipe book says to do all the stuff first and then put the pectin in and then bring it to a boil and let her rip. The pick your own org book thing that I used all these years, it says to basically put your pectin in, part of your sugar in the first part, and then bring it to a boil, then put the rest of the sugar in, bring it to a hard boil. That seems to work better for me. It's the first time I've ever used it. I usually use the one that comes in little packages. That stuff's getting pretty expensive now. And I'm going to start doing some serious stirring here. Okay, so the pectin's in. The pectin is what thickens it. Once it gets rolled down, I'm going to turn the heat up to all the way up now. Now you can see it's already started to come to a boil. So stir it. Now let's get ready to put that rest of that sugar in. We got 4 more cups to go. before, but I don't need that much. Right. This is where you start doing a lot of stirring fast. Once I bring it to a boil, I'll turn on the timer for a minute. I do it for 2 minutes, but I try to last as long as I can. Just doing a small stir right now. Get my heating pads in the right order here. It's starting to bubble. Alright, it's boiling now. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. Now you got to do some serious stirring because it's going to start popping out. This is where it really makes a difference. You start seeing foam appearing. It'll turn more a clear color. It's also expanding quite a bit. Here in just a few minutes, it's gone up probably an inch in the pot, it seems like. And I'm stirring all the time, trying to keep that boil down. And as time goes on, I'll probably have to move the pan off before that 2 minute mark hits. One minute's down, so we've got another minute to go. The ball and the pick your own says you only need to do this a minute, but I like to do it that extra little bit as long as I can. See, it's starting to bubble now to the point where I can't control it. Quite the challenge. Whoa. 8 seconds. 13 seconds. Come on. Hold it for just a little bit longer. Ouch. I think we're going to make it. We made it. Alright. But now I need to dip this in, fill the jars. Bring it to just where there. Once you get it to there, to the top edge, then I move it to the next jar. I'm going to do all these jars, but I can't do it holding the camera, so I need to do this quickly. So I got the jars filled, 4 quarts and 5 half pints. Now I just need to take a wet paper towel and rub the top edge, get any sticky stuff off. Okay, got this little magnet. I know I have 9 jar lids I need, so let's get them. 1 each. On like this, bands down loosely first. They say finger tight. That's finger tight, but it's not going to work all the way. tight. You really need them to stay finger tight. Like that. You gotta move fast in this area here. The big berth over here. These are well worth the investment at Walmart or your canning place. You just start putting them in there. Here's a little trick I've learned. If you got too much space in there, you don't want your jars rattling around. So I just have a jar of canned of just water that I put in there to keep everything from rocking around. While we're waiting for the water to come to a boil, this is cooled down a little bit. You can see where it's gelled already. There's your jello. It is good. Here's also for the wife and myself for breakfast for the next couple days for toast. They say 5 minutes, but Ball said 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and play it safe with 15 minutes. This is what I mean by a raging boil. I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. So it's steaming pretty hard now, so I'm just going to turn it off and then move it off the burner. Come back in 10 minutes and take it out. Okay, time's up. Oh, it's starting to pop already. That's a good sound. So then I just put them out over here. This will set off to the side. I've got plenty of water. So there you have it. Overall, looks pretty good, and I know it's pretty good because I already tasted it. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and press the like button. Thanks.